Am I the a-hole for talking about money days after losing my dad? I, 47 female, am still trying to process my dad's sudden death, and I'm not sure if I acted appropriately in the days following. My dad recently passed away unexpectedly. I'm his only child, and at the time, he was married to his third wife, Gloria, 76 female. They were married only about 18 months. Gloria has always been extremely private, particularly about her past, her finances, and her personal life, which my dad was aware of. My dad wasn't madly in love. He was lonely and had a hard time being on his own, but he clearly wanted companionship in his later years. Despite being repeatedly encouraged by friends and family, my dad never created a will or trust. He always said he would get to it later, and now, of course, it's too late. I live in another state and have been out of work for a couple of years. I stayed in close contact with my dad, talking weekly and visiting him earlier this year. I had a trip planned to see him again soon, but he had a bad fall and passed just 2 weeks later. Gloria offered to pay for my travel to see him, which I accepted. I booked last-minute flights and a hotel, arriving just hours before he passed. While I was there to say my goodbyes, Gloria unexpectedly initiated conversations about money. She said she'd go to the bank later in the week to cover my trip and mentioned needing a few days before discussing other financial matters. She also stated that it had been my dad's wish for his assets to go to her first, then eventually to me. There was a complication. Gloria has 3 adult children she has been estranged from for decades. My dad never met them, and he never intended for them to inherit anything. Because of this, I politely suggested that we get my dad's wishes in writing. I wanted a simple will or trust to ensure nothing could be contested later. Gloria said this was absolutely fine, and we scheduled a meeting a few days later to start the process. The day after my dad passed, though, I received a text from one of his friends condemning me for even bringing up money so soon. They said I was abhorrent and not giving anyone a chance to grieve properly. I explained that I normally would never have brought it up immediately, but the situation felt urgent. My dad had gone from seemingly healthy to dead in just 2 weeks. Gloria is elderly, in poor health, and showing signs of cognitive decline. I wanted to address the will while I was physically in town and able to coordinate with her. Instead of discussing things, the friend told Gloria to avoid me for the rest of the week, effectively putting her in hiding. They also told me to change my flight and go home early. So the meeting never happened, and Gloria didn't reimburse me for the trip. Now, the friend insists that everything can wait for months, after everyone has had time to grieve. But I'm deeply concerned that Gloria might leave town without ever formalizing a will, which could result in my dad's estate going to her estranged children, despite his clear wishes. I never initiated conversations about money. Gloria did, but I tried to act responsibly to protect my dad's intentions and ensure his estate was handled according to his wishes. I wanted to prevent any legal disputes in the future and to honor his memory. Instead, I've been criticized as greedy, insensitive, and heartless. Am I the a-hole for asking Gloria to formalize a will just days after my dad's death? Or am I justified in making sure my dad's wishes are honored, given the circumstances and the potential risks if nothing is put in writing?